On that note, it's time to move on to Rain. And you had asked just, yeah, okay, general stuff. And I will say, this game facilitates character crises. It happens. I've been there. One of the reasons I play solo is I can't commit to a trio, so I'm just like, I'll stick with the character I know I 100% really enjoy, and I feel the most competent on, so I don't get upset with myself as often. You'll figure it out, and even if you don't, you're bound to learn the most of the cast anyway this way, so it's might take a little bit longer, but you still got it. And yeah, you did mention dropping. I'm not going to worry as much about that. So I'll see him. I'll be like, oh, that sucks. Whatever. I'll try and actually address the other habits you were asking me to look at a little bit more. Yep, always need to be careful going into Sekhmet. Need to know what your opponent's options are and the things they're likely to choose. Doubles will often try and blind you, and it's a generous hitbox, so it might even gimp you in the air. It's always a thing to be thinking about. Trades the Dizzy. Took the space they gave you, committed to Concho. Okay, we're not, currently at least, we're not doing much behind here though. I want to see if this changes before I talk about it a lot. Right, the Below is dead. We have dash up, get hit, getting mixed. Text back into the corner. Again, getting back on my soapbox about teching into the corner. You are spending 120 on Dizzy to put yourself in the corner faster. If you just neutral get up, you will still be there. The added benefit to neutral get up is one, variable wake up timings. People aren't used to that because everyone automatically techs in this game. Two, if they're autopiloting into punishing a tech timing, you will then mess with their timing and they'll need to bail out and find some way to meaty you after the neutral will get up. Yeah, and it's usually not something people do on purpose. People think, oh, I gotta tech away, but teching away is teching into the corner, so it's a bad habit to start getting used to. Or get out of your system, not get used to. Your birthday combo? Annie falls out because she's Annie. April. Block the Rata. Snapped in the wrong character. Well, I don't know if it's wrong, but I would have definitely snapped in the Devil. I'm not entirely sure. I really want the Annie. Got very lucky there. Not watching APS. Lost track of a monster. Yeah, so like I was saying, committing to the second axe is a big commitment. The only thing you can do after that is threaten to frame trap with bite. And that's just spending a meter to risk them blocking again and calling you out on it, and then losing even harder. Yeah. Getting used to new habits. Overcommitting into Avery. Twins jab moment. Does this convert? Were we fast enough? Okay. And then a little bit afraid. Thanks. Missed the forward super, get caught by that anyway. It's not even... Yeah, I mean, mashing jab, while good, you need to know the situation who's doing it, especially with the characters you have. Certain characters, so like Fortune or Parasol, Squiggly as well, have pretty solid jabs to match in a lot of situations, but for characters like Bella or Philia, whose jab ends up being a lot more stubby, those are things you need to be thinking about when you're considering like PBGT jab as an option, etc. Because that character needs to be on you for that to. Good. Neutral. We're into the DP. Dealt with monster. Again, Skelly versus double Clyde is a very serious threat, always. And there are some characters who just have good options like that. Punish. Didn't really need to go for the mix there. I would have just... But maybe we weren't thinking it was actually going to connect. Take the combo after? Oh wow, never mind, I'm a liar. I did not think that would kill. What did we... Oh, and ATP. Okay. Get over the assist. We're in. Committed a little too hard. Up after for us to hold that. Actually, so this is something that's kind of important to tall characters in general, but specifically for Eliza, for you. Because beam hits you while you're crouching, You can use it to just absolute guard and say you need to time something properly that I can also PBGC mash to. So you can just push block either while standing or crouching. It works for everyone standing, but if you get hit crouching and then block the opposite way, and then you're blocking all of it, and then you just have to deal with something specifically timed at the end of your push block. But it's a very good defensive habit to get into. Dead. Dash out of the corner, avoid stuff, dash up blow, no conversion. That is very dead. We do this round start a lot. And I think it can be consistently used. So I would be careful about overcommitting to it. Having a couple round starts you're very comfortable with, unless you're like P. She's one of the only characters you can get away with, like just doing the same pull start every time. Mixing it up is really important, especially as adaptation over the course of a set.
Join me, Samson, or become a relic of the past. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Fortunate the mix dropped slightly. Okay. Block this. No punish. Faded into mashing, but it's understandable. Dash up throw. Gotta react faster to our armor getting hit. Okay. Don't think you really need to push block this. I think you're just gonna chicken block it and be recovered faster than if you push block it. Oh no. This is unfortunate. Yeah.
Yes, I am rich.
I think the same round start. At this range, you can kind of just feel pretty good about throwing out DPs versus Carousel. Mix, we're in. Kill. So kill as well. After DHC. Got a little greedy with the dumb eater. We committed all the way. If you're gonna go that far, I'd honestly tried Frame Trap into Lady of Slaughter, because you can also just Bella level 3 afterwards. Take the combo. Unfortunate drop. Could we have done Pummel Horse and converted off? Good patience. Sorry, I'm a little quiet. I'm running out of steam a bit, as well as just trying to find anything more than the round start to harp on. It's oh, that's unfortunate. How did we get the touch? I see, we got it. IID jump medium cook is a relatively large commitment though. Recognize our mistake from last time. Know what's needed to kill. Oh, we very much botched our incoming timings. Yeah, we got it. Very saved for it. Good throw. It's a very smart way to try to avoid the tier that was on you too. That's kind of just... You definitely overextended on pressure a little bit and didn't respect the ability or the possibility of a mash, but sometimes that's just how Skullgirl's pressure goes. And now you get your own. Being that close for... It's not Fugazi Knuckle, it's North Knuckle. It's definitely sketchy. Well, why did they reset you there? Oh my god, your whole team was dead. I am definitely noticing assist calls getting taught a lot. Didn't have enough space to run away. That's cute. Oh no! Yeah, they're starting to just say I'm snapping immediately. And so you either have to backdash quickly or time your super so it beats the snap. A bit of spaghetti neutral. So if you're worried about a shot at this range, I would argue just DP instead. It'll catch them shooting. It doesn't put you at risk of doing sweep on block. It puts you at risk of hot on block, which is a very stark difference. Because now you hold all of this dropped comp. Mashed on. Butt brass. Good reflect. Didn't press anything. That's exactly when you want to be push blocking that, you know? And so this is something I've seen a little bit, is... Yeah. So, it seems like you're a little bit tentative to do stuff behind Hairball. And so there's... I don't know if here specifically... you were reacting to the push block. There have been times where there haven't been push blocks, but if they're not push blocking it, so TL, like the way you want to abuse lockdown assists is you want to see if you can like get a random neutral scramble situation where you force them to block and then you force them into blocking your lockdown assist, and that's where forward moving lockdown assists are a lot easier to apply, because even if you get push blocked out, it'll still stick on to them no matter how far away it was kind of called in the moment. But that's besides the point. I'm getting sidetracked. Afterwards, you want to get up to a point where you can threaten. It's either a cross, well, not even a cross up, because as long as they don't push block it, you want to be threatening high low. And once you're there threatening high low, your choice ends up becoming Well, it's not choice. It's you are reacting to whether they push blocked or not. If they push blocked, they are most likely absolute guarding. So you need to time something meaty, a meaty high low after the absolute guard. If you think they're not mashing with PPGC, that is the like kind of rock paper scissors aspect of dealing with absolute guard, because they always have the threat of PPGC afterwards. If you notice they haven't push blocked, you just look at the way they are blocking, either fake that you're going the other way, so like if you're like wanting to fake a high, one thing you can do is just like let go of crouch, because for some people that'll look like jump squat, and then you just go back to crouching, hit low, and you've made them high, and then went back low again. And you're wanting to be layering pressure behind your assist, because what's been happening a good amount is they're kind of just blocking it and you're watching them block it, and so you're not actually getting the use out of the assist. Now, Mao is saying typically avoid runs just in neutral in general unless there's a lot of distance to cover or they're knocked down, because it's a pretty big commitment that can get pretty easily called out, and you are committing to tumble run a fair bit. And I think you won't run stop a lot of the time. You sometimes get accidental concho. All the options out of tumble run are pretty easy to see coming and reactable and very much punishable. So it's a scary thing to be committing to a lot. We're mixing, we're dropping, unfortunate. Snap. Makes sense. Don't block the incoming. Tech back into the corner. Mash. That's the way to end the game. Yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't quick enough to catch them after that drop. Wait, what? Oh, right. I'm silly. I forgot my keyboard was on hitbox layout and I kept trying to go up with W. Yeah, I'm losing me faculties, but I guess. Didn't get the DP, don't know if that was intentional or a mistake. Punish the pillar, we're in the corner. We have gone for that mix a lot. And so I'd like having a specific mix is good as long as you can consistently change up the options and always keep them guessing. If it's something that's committed to be basically a cross-up, it's not something I'd really recommend. Mix. Did I push block this? No. I do like the effect that you killed the assist in the background. I'm gonna jump heavy kick that far away. You weren't expecting him to be that far away. I got it. I might get called out with DA train for it. Once again, another raw concho. It's a lot. And here, don't know if we just didn't get a run stop in time, but Hairball was covering us to do something, and again, we just watched it and did nothing. No, wrong super. You do not need to approach. Oh god. This is the scary thing about approaching a band. But you're matching? Okay. Okay, a little bit of spaghetti, but you did say your filet was the most new, so I'll let it slide. Okay, so we're here. I think I'll watch these 5 and then call it. Not quite get through all of them. Thanks for stopping by, Mo. Take care. Same round start. Take throw. Very bold press got in there. Be dangerous with how much you use mix-ups like that, because they can 100% press a fault button, and the more you do it to them, the more they think, wait, there's a gap here. That is... how did neither of you get hit here? PBGC crouch medium punch, I can only assume that was supposed to be a DP. That's awkward. Overextending, getting mashed on again, mashing on them. Okay. Hit. Mashing again. Do you have these confirms? That works, I guess. Unfortunately, not a combo after. Be very careful calling your assist with this little health buff. Good block and neutral. It's just got most of its red health back. Okay, yeah. A little bit of spaghetti. Unfortunate. Bella almost just ruined that. Auto left so hard. Oh, this is very good.
How do I look?
Quiet on the set.
Do 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 do.
That's my kill.
That was A different round start, but a very not good one. I would not recommend using both for round start. Good reset. Just trying to kill this character. We'll need another touch. Sliding knockdown. Concho on the wake up. I can't really blame you for getting hit by that. That is wild. What just happened? And then caught back dashing. Yep. Too far. Okay. Very strange. Needed to backdash quicker if you recognize that. Cross up. And now we're dead, because this vial is going to hurt. Or they do this. Get caught. Oh no, don't push block snaps. Snaps are never safe. Never, never, never safe. Bashing. Finally get the pixel dealt with. Raw butt is very sketchy. Tech forward mash again. This is not safe the slightest. If you're gonna commit to that and you're worried about not having a safe DHC, I would honestly have just Melo level 3 at the start. Very patient. Punish. That can be a heavy counter hit. Air throw incoming. Oh, that's very strange. That was good pressure behind Hemlo mode. I don't think this will kill. But it doesn't need to, you have time. Just run away. Just run away. Oh, that was really scary. Because if they wake up ended up pressing something that hits both of them because I don't think that assist was meaty. I don't remember how close they were to 5 bar, but I want to say they were pretty close. And that's such a massive health swing if they revive as well as hit 2 of your characters with it. So really need to be thinking about the risk reward calling your assists. Bump. Committing to skeleton a little bit too long has kind of been a theme. And you just completely lost that entire character because of all that red health. So we're like, again, we're talking about assists. We kind of called our assist while we were retreating and never gonna be in a place to convert off of it. Okay, where is it? Here. We gotta be running in, like, very quickly here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a really sketchy spot to be calling your assist, because it doesn't feel like you're gonna be getting all that much from it. And you missed a command throw, so you couldn't do anything about it. Medium counter hit. Should be a dead character. Does this kill? It will, okay. Good incoming. Unfortunate drop. So if you want to watch a player play Filia Luck on the Biceps is a phenomenal player, phenomenal resource for you to be looking at how he uses his assist for pressure. And I think the main thing I am going to try and focus on at the end is assists. Like, there's small bits and pieces here and there that I can like always try and nitpick, but a lot of things are looking pretty good and just like need a little bit of touch up, and I'm not entirely sure how to address a lot of them, but the assist usage I think is probably going to be the thing I want to talk about the most at the end, because I feel like that's kind of what's been sticking out to me. But we're in, and now this should be a dead character. Unfortunate drop again. Slightly mistimed that for when they were landing. Combo. That won't work if they're in pre-block, so you're kind of working against your assist there. Very brave of you to press them. Button there. We were definitely a little too far after that push block for that before. Oh. Unfortunate. You were baiting it, just didn't quite do it right. You seem to be very comfortable with filling a blue front though, which is nice. Smashing. Air dashing into Excella, very jarring. That's running out of time. I think if this combo's finished, you're toast. Hot. Not blocking. Smashing? You need to be instant resetting. No time for just doing normal damage, yeah. Okay, so first thing to address that's kind of more of a smaller thing. Staying in segment can be a thing. Like, you can play a pretty segment heavy gameplay style. You just really need to be able to recognize when enough is enough. And it really depends on the character you're playing against, because as we touched on like at the very start, double Clyde is a very good tool and it moves really fast and it will catch you out. So that is like a thing you need to be thinking about. Anyone with, say, like an M Shadow Assist, it's another thing to be thinking about. And also watching the amount of health you're spending on the skeleton is a very big part. It seems like you end up going a little bit too far and then kind of disregard your health, and then all of a sudden your character is just one touch away from dying off of any hit. And so it's like, it's a thing to be thinking about a little bit more, the risk reward you're putting into it, as well as how you're using the health you're spending. Because it can be good, but too much can also be very detrimental to your team's health. On that note, the two, I guess three, I'll split it up, things to think about are no, there's one other small thing. Brain, sorry. At the start, we saw you playing versus DP assists, and you kind of just overextend your neutral. And well, this goes into one of the points I wanted to talk about. You'd overextend your pressure into them like calling a DP assist, and you'd not recognize it fast enough. You'd press another button, then you'd get counter hit. And depending on the DP assist, that means a full conversion, yada yada yada. And so knowing when you're going too far is a very important thing in Skullgirls, because it's like, Skullgirls is a game where you can keep advantage for a very long time, but you need to understand where the holes in your plan are, and if you don't, and you like push too hard, that advantage goes away in an instant. PBGC will rob you of your turn. Depending on what they mash, they get a conversion, then all of a sudden you're in the blender instead of them. And so it's knowing when, oh, they push blocked here, that means like you sort of just get a feel for, I have this amount of time before they're actionable. And then you want to either try and layer your assist, especially because you have lock and load. You want to layer your assist behind that, so if they press something into you, your lock and load is covering that window where they have to pressure. And you can do this with Hairball as well, but it's not armored or a reversal, so it can still lose to like a mash, a fully invincible mash. And then on that end, you're getting happy birthday. So really thinking about all that sort of stuff. But you can like do an empty hop behind the hairball, so the hairball is still putting a hurtbox out if they decide to mash something, and then you get a punish afterwards. There's all those sorts of layers to keeping yourself safe. The other part of that is just going, okay, I went too far. I don't have a way to keep myself safe. I will just not press anymore and return to neutral or leave them in. Yeah, I'll return to neutral, or I'll set up my plan so I can call an assist afterwards, and then try and put myself back in advantage. There's that, because again, as I said earlier, overextending can be a death sentence, and that's a really scary thing at Skullgirls. The second main thing was you are not using your assists to their full advantage. One of them we talked about a little bit more was like layering your pressure behind the assist, using it as like the way to open yourself up to have as many options as possible to high-low them. And so lock and load does this by being a wall. It's a single hit, so it's a little bit different than an assist, but you still make it scary for them to press on you, so you still buy your time to get in. And so that's what I was talking about by going and watching Biceps, where he like forces you to block something, gets push blocked out, and while he's getting push blocked out, he has lock and load coming in to just hold you in place, say you're not able to mash on however I'm approaching next, and I'm getting another shot to open you up. And I mean, he does it interchangeably with lock and load and ADP that serve very similar functions. And so that's a good way to be thinking about how to use that assist. When we were talking about hairball, it's making sure you're in a position to, one, force them to block it, and then two, follow up afterwards so you can threaten everything that comes after a lockdown assist. It currently feels kind of like sometimes you're just going like, oh, I have an assist call, and for example, you're calling hairball in the corner, which kind of won't really do much for you when you're in disadvantage, and so it's just saying, here's my assist, I offer it up to the gods. Hopefully something magical happens, but more often than not, it's just going to get stuffed, and if you get opened up while it's there, you're getting happy birthday, which was something we saw a little bit mid-screen more so than the corner, but corner happy birthdays were happening a fair bit too. And so it's thinking about when and why you're using your assists is very important for getting the most out of your assists. And so it's, I know you're probably just autopiloting into certain things, which is how a lot of a game like that has this much going on at once will work. But the way you improve your autopilot is while you're playing, you're going, okay, I will be focusing on XYZ, and then you focus on it until it becomes less and less and less mental effort to focus, and then that becomes the new habit. But the new habit is so much better, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I don't think about what I'm doing, but I'm doing the right thing because I've trained myself to do it. The final thing is you are like very, very towing the line for me to want to say you might be bashing a little bit too much. It's getting close. And so it's like, I would definitely encourage you to think about holding a little bit more, but more so just adapting your game plan to noticing they're baiting your reversals, because that started happening a little bit. And they weren't actually like burst baits, but they would dash up and then dash back, and they'd catch you trying to mash on them, trying to open you up. And it's that sort of thing. It's like, once you start noticing a player is picking up onto the fact that you're mashing, that's where you need to recognize, okay, I can turn this off, this down a little bit more, and start abusing the respect they're giving me, which means like, oh, I can up forward here, they're giving me space, or if they're just going to be standing here blocking, expecting me to mash, I can jab because your jabs are going to be plus. It's like you can abuse the respect you've won by mashing as much as you are. And so that's kind of the art of playing defense offensively, is you need to use the respect you're getting to do something further with it. But yeah, I think those are the main points I did want to address. I definitely was a little bit I was not on my best game today, so if you have any other questions after the fact, like after you watch the VoD, please ping me, yell me, I'll revisit whatever you want me to. If it's like a specific thing, a timestamp is very much appreciated.